If you're looking for a job right now, boy, howdy do I feel for you. You're looking for a job at probably the worst time in history. In the past, when you wanted a job, you go to the place, drop off your resume and ask them, hey, you guys need any help? You guys need any extra hands at work? And they're like, yeah, okay, this guy's got some spirit. Let me test him out, right? And then they get you on the job, they test you out. And then if you're the right fit, they're like, yeah, this guy is good. Let's work together. And that was it, dude. You get the job. Fast forward to 2026, and now it just ain't that easy. Arguably the worst platform nowadays is LinkedIn. So here's your job seeking experience. You hop on this website, right? You log in, make your little account, and then you go in. One job, please. They're like, sure, dude. Here's thousands of jobs. Go ahead and apply. Psych. High key. LinkedIn is probably the worst type of app possible. It honestly baffles me how this app sold. You know what I mean? Like, how has it gotten so big, right? The main reason I think is like it's because it's backed by these giant corporations, right? The mega corporations. And the thing is, like, it looks great on paper, right? You've got this amazing app that's going to eliminate unemployment throughout the entire world, really. It's going to speed up the employment process. So that sounds really cool, right? And then you look into it, right? And it's like, oh, wait, hold up. You're telling me this app sells something called premium? Oh, okay, hold up. So you're telling me the main source of income, all right, for this app is premium. Okay, so then when do people actually get premium in that case? If they're gonna stay on the platform for as long as possible, then they're gonna, give us the most money with premium, right? Okay, so our primary goal should be to keep people on our platform for as long as we possibly can. Sick. This sounds amazing. But the reality turns out to be that they're incentivized to make you not find a job. It's like, what? Yeah, it's the same type of shit with like the dating apps, right? But that's another rabbit hole in of itself. Alright, well, if LinkedIn is incentivized financially, right, to keep you on their platform, this probably means that they're very good, right? Well, it turns out it's a whole fucking load of barnacles. So you go onto LinkedIn, right? And you want to get a job. Okay, let's start there, right? So you're looking for you're searching for the job criteria that your experience fills, right? Or, anything that you're interested in, really. And so you'd be surprised, but you'll actually find thousands of open postings. Sick. But as it turns out, most of them are not even real. The thing is, like, what companies do is like they open the fake ass positions so they can scrap data of your CVs and shit. And I guess boast to the investors that they're getting tons of applicants ready to work for them. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this, but that's the thing, right? Like, companies get like thousands upon thousands of applications. So your odds of actually, so your chances of succeeding in the application process are close to none. Because realistically, like, if there's thousands of applications, you're gonna be fighting against the boogeyman. Like top 1% or something like that, you know what I mean? And on top of this, right, people started to use AI to boost their resumes and like tailor them according to what the recruiter wants to see, right? But then because of this bullshit and because of the amount of CVs that the recruiters receive, the recruiters have also started to use AI to filter these resumes. So now what ends up happening is you've got the Cyborg wars. Not only are you competing against the top 1% or top 0.1%, right? You're also competing against liars. But the thing is, like, those liars are going to be so indistinguishable from the real deal. You're literally cooked. So the best OG way to get your foot in the door has been amplified to fuck, which is to essentially get a recommendation, right? So basically get in on a connection. And so the truth is, like, 90% of jobs are filled by connections and networking. So if your ass doesn't have any, well then guess what? You're cooked, bozo. But like, the truth is, who in the right mind is like taking their free time, right, to like get these connections to begin with? Like, I mean, realistically, if you're working 9 to 5, right, you're gonna have to also spend time in transit. So that's like 2 hours additional that you have to spend. And so when exactly do you find the time to build these connections, dude? But something that is true, I find, is it similar to how, you know, you're walking alone in the city versus you walking together with your girlfriend, right? When you're walking alone, there's literally nobody even going to look at you. Versus when you're walking with your girl, it's like all of a sudden, magically, every girl in proximity is suddenly dying to talk to you. It's kind of a similar phenomena. So when you don't have any job and you're open to work on LinkedIn, right? Nobody will talk to you. Whereas if you already have a job, all of the recruiters around, they will not stop talking to you about you being the perfect fit at their company, right? So that's cool, right? Okay, so what do you do if you have no experience, right? Well, I've got good news for you. On LinkedIn, there's actually thousands of job opportunities where every entry-level job requires you to have experience. A minimum of 2 years. But it's like, oh wait, hold on, pause for a second. But if you're out of college, what do you do? Well, the truth is you're cooked. Unless you have been blessed with an internship, where you could experience the blessing of a 9 to 5 firsthand. If you don't have any experience, right, out of college, and you have no internship, I realistically have no idea what do you do. Like, you're just cooked. Like, I realistically don't think there's anything you can do, man. I guess, honestly, like, your best bet is probably just to find some connections. Like, spam recruiters, or I don't know. Because honestly, I genuinely have no idea what do you do. But anyways, looking for a job nowadays is like a job in of itself. You've got people literally creating services, like apps online, right? That automate this process for you. Like, dude, it's like, why do I need to automate an app that was supposed to solve my problem to begin with, right? I don't need an automation to my automation, you know what I mean? So yeah, LinkedIn experience is literally like a dating app, where it's the same old story, right? You get a recommendation from a friend to log in, create an account for fun, you know? Maybe you'll find it, right? Like the love on the dating app, like your life partner, soulmate, right? But turns out, like, none of these apps like Tinder, Hinge, or Bumble would get as big if not for people who paid for these services insane amounts of money. And the reality is they're still paying for them because they cannot find anybody. So yeah, I guess the conclusion here is like, if you're currently looking for a job, your number one priority right now, your number one priority should be to delete your account off of LinkedIn and search elsewhere. But to be honest, yeah, there's so many problems, man. Like, our generation is incredibly cooked with like the job market right now. And it just becomes a question of, you know, why do you go to college for all this bullshit, right? Like, why do you educate yourself to end up like this, right? And it's like, what's the point of college anymore? But yeah, that's just like another kind of worms, right?